did you...
I know, I'm getting there. Why did I give you away? Look, I was 13. I was too young for a sensible thought in my head, let alone raise a kid.
Well, I'm 13.
Yeah, well, there you go. Secondly, my dad went totally crazy.
Well, what's he got to do with it?
Do you want to hear this or not? Losing his temper was nothing new, but this was something different. First he hit me, then he hit the bottle.
Well, I still could have stayed in the family.
No, you couldn't.
Well, why?
Because he wouldn't have allowed you to.
We could have argued with him.
Well, there's a third thing yet, anyway. Like I said, I was really scared. I was ready to let the baby go. I wanted it out of my life.
I don't understand.
What, that's not clear enough?
What about my dad?
He don't come into it. And anyway, he's dead now.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
It was always you I wanted to find because of this. And because that's who Pat always talked about. But now I found you, Anna. I never thought I would, but I found you.
Do you think I should go in there? See if I can help?
No. But I wonder how it's going.
Badly, I expect. Charity's not exactly the mumsy sort.
Debbie had a right to know the truth.
And did it ever occur to you that I had a right to know the truth?
Chris.
Apparently not. How long have you known that Charity had a child?
It was since I backed out of having the termination. I was in a pretty emotional state and Charity told me about her experience.
That was months ago. October. And the two of you have kept the secret to yourselves all this time.
We never lied to you.
Oh, please, I don't want your pathetic excuses. You and Charity kept this from me.
No, you mustn't feel this way.
How do you expect me to feel?
You ask too much of Charity.
A little honesty's too much.
She's a dingle.
She's a Tate.
She was a dingle for most of her life. You know what that means. A chaotic upbringing, nothing we would recognise as a formal education, and people like Cain feel relatives.
She's a tough woman. She came through.
You don't just forget that sort of hardship. It forms you. It makes you who you are.
I'm talking about what happened here, in the present. I mean, this kid showed up and she didn't tell me. She didn't want me to know. How's that supposed to make me feel?
Debbie showed up and Charity's past was living, breathing and staring her in the face. What do you think her first reaction was? She wanted to run away from it.
Then why didn't she come to me? I believe I can accept anything that's happened to her. But I just can't cope with being so excluded from her life.
Imagine if Jean turned up, age 13. Imagine how hard that would be to deal with. Well, for Charity, it's 10 times worse.
Pad and Em thought I were making it up. I mean, I don't blame them. I do make things up sometimes. But this is better than anything I could have invented.
You reckon?
They're going to be so surprised.
You are?
Can they come and see you tomorrow? And then as soon as Pat's better, you can come and see her.
Hang on a minute.
And I can't wait to tell Kane. He's going to be so happy that everything's worked out.
You're not telling Kane?
Why not?
Because you can't trust him. Just think about it. The minute he saw that photo, he knew it was me. But he didn't tell you, did he? He was using you to get at me.
All right.
And you're not telling Pat, or Paddy, or Emily, or anyone else for that matter.
Well, what do you mean, why not?
You like Pat, don't you?
Well, of course I do.
Right. Well, when I handed you over to her, it wasn't done officially, was it? She could go to prison if this ever came out. And you'd never see her again. Is that what you want?
No.
And you'd never see Paddy or Emily either, because you'd be taken far away from them, and from me.
Why?
Look, just trust me on this. I know what I'm talking about. You can't tell anyone. Promise me you won't tell anyone.
All right, I promise.
That's not good enough. I want you to mean it. Look at me in the eye and promise me you won't.
All right, I promise you I won't tell anyone.
Just you make sure you don't.